We want to go now out to Northern California. We brought you that press conference earlier with Stockton, California police officials, and they say they have all the hallmarks. They have a person of interest who is committing serial murder, 6 killings associated with this particular event. We're being joined by Fox 2 Bay Area reporter Brooks Giroux in the Fox 2 newsroom. Brooks, what have you learned? What were the highlights of this press conference today?
Well, the big highlight is some new surveillance video that we'll get to in just a moment with a person of interest. But one of the unique things that has happened over the last 24 to 48 hours is they have connected a killing here in the Bay Area in Oakland to all of those killings in Stockton. And it really comes down to ballistics and testing. I was talking with some law enforcement experts who say that there is a way that they can use a microscope, and when they have all the evidence like bullets or shell casings, they can use a microscope to find unique markings on those shell casings, and that is something that then they can put into a database and connect all of these crimes. The question here in this case, who is pulling the trigger?
Look at this surveillance video. Notice this man's upright posture and uneven stride. Stockton's police chief says investigators want to talk to him about a series of killings seen several times near several of the crimes.
This person is a person of interest. Again, we have no evidence that connects this person as committing any of these crimes.
7 crimes, leaving 6 dead. 1 woman survived. Just in Stockton, 5 deadly shootings in recent months. All men, all Hispanic, all ambushed, killed alone in the dark. A similar story playing out in East Oakland last year.
I was asleep in the house and we heard the gunshots, 2 gunshots. We came to the window. Looked out the window, didn't see anything.
But then neighbors saw the flashing police lights. In this news release from April 10th, 2021, Oakland police say just after 4 in the morning, a man was suffering from gunshot wounds. He died in the street. The coroner tells me it was a 39-year-old man named Juan Miguel Vazquez Serrano. Neighbors say he was homeless.
His nature was a good person. You know, he earned his money by working on cars around the neighborhood.
The shooting happened here on Harmon Avenue. It's where police collected evidence like shell casings, and upon close examination were able to link it to a murder weapon and a potential serial killer.
Shocking, because it's close to my house and it's close to, you know, all these kids around here.
Investigators say the motive is unclear, and so is the number of cases that could be connected.
We're still submitting evidence at this time, which means so far as we've gotten some local hits, but as the evidence continues to be processed and examined, it will alert us if there's a match outside of this county or other places.
Now a plea for clues and community help to find this person of interest.
I hope he hurry up and get caught, you know, and because we need to be safe here.
Now, just within the last couple of hours, the ATF has donated $25,000 to the existing reward fund. So now it stands at $125,000 for any information leading to an arrest associated with all of these killings.
You know, Brooks, I was also struck by the fact that, they released a very, very short snippet of that video there, of that surveillance. And then they had acknowledged that they did talk to one of these victims who survived an attack by this person of interest. So that was, and it was a woman, because they had said, the predominant, I guess, demographic is, Latin men that are being targeted. But, I don't know if you've spoken to residents there in Stockton. Are they, extremely scared? Are they extremely cautious? Are they on, tenterhooks right now?
Well, some people are on edge for sure, but the police chief had said, one of the key things is don't be in a dark area on a street late at night. He also says that there's a chance that other cases could be connected to this serial killer case. So we'll see what happens there. As for that woman you mentioned, she was a black woman who was near a homeless encampment at the time. She did an extensive interview with police, had tried to give some descriptions of what she saw, what she experienced as bullets were fired at her. Unfortunately, this person was dressed in all dark clothing and was wearing a face mask, a surgical mask. So there was no real indication as to what this person looked like and who this shooter was. And at this point, police still aren't even sure if it's just a single person or multiple people doing this. They really want to talk to that person you saw in the surveillance video in hopes of getting some more leads.
Yeah, you know, Brooks, you don't really hear law enforcement use those words, serial killer, very often. They did today. We'll just have to keep an eye on this story. Brooks Jaros there in the Fox 2 newsroom. We appreciate your report.
Thank you.